On the news tonight, President Tinubu signed supplementary budget of more than 2.1 trillion naira into law. Radiologists call for the provision of more radiology equipment in hospitals. And Federal Capital Territory Administration gives 1-week ultimatum to squatters in Apoduti.
Hello and many thanks for joining us on the news at 7 on NTA Channel 5, the Unity Station. I am Mariam George Jitpo. President Bola Tinubu has signed the 2023 supplementary budget of more than 2.1 trillion naira into law. The signing at the State House was witnessed by principal officers of the National Assembly, led by Senate President Godswill Akpabio and Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, amongst others. A supplementary appropriation bill was last week submitted to the National Assembly and the National military expenditure, makeup of the condition cash transfer, and 3-month wage award the federal government promised its workers. Meanwhile, President Tinubu has launched the electronic civic registration and vital statistics system and the geospatial data repository as means to compile information and serve as efficient digital service repository for multipurpose information storage. President Tinubu says that CVRS remains the building block of a national identity ecosystem. The launch, which was held in Abuja, had top government functionaries and other eminent personalities in attendance. President Tinubu urged all stakeholders to ensure proper statistics and record keeping to enhance proper planning. And away from the presidency, 4,400 corps members have been sworn in for the Batch C Stream 2 mandatory 1-year National Youth Service in the Federal Capital Territory. Aisha Bashir reports that the exercise held at the Permanent Orientation Camp in Kubwa, Abuja.
That was the oath of allegiance signaling the commencement of the orientation camp for the mandatory 1-year National Youth Service Scheme for graduates of tertiary schools across the country. While urging them to use the service year to contribute to the progress and development of the country, FCT coordinator NYSC Shotmaker Winfred advised corps members to shun drug abuse and lead an exemplary life.
I hasten to add that several activities are lined up for your strict compliance.
Minister of the FCT, represented by the Mandate Secretary Social Development Secretariat Ibrahim Aminu, pledged government's readiness to empower the youth in advancing the country through programs that will enhance skill and encourage productivity.
The oath of allegiance you have just taken is a solemn pledge to give you all in the service of our dear country, Nigeria.
I believe this service will be a very prosperous one by God's grace.
Side attractions for the day included parade and displays to reflect the virtues of hard work, patriotism, and sacrifice to Nigeria. Aisha Bashir, NT News.
Similarly, Nasarawa State Government has assured youth corps members deployed to the state that their security and welfare will always be prioritized. Governor Abdullahi Sule gave the assurance in a message during the ceremony of Batch C Stream 1 Youth Corps members in Kefi, Nasarawa State.
Detect and shun bribery. And all forms of corruption.
The oath of allegiance administered by Chief Judge of Nasarawa State, Justice Aisha Bashir Aliu, represented, officially marked the commencement of the orientation and 1-year compulsory service for Batch C Stream 1 Youth Corps members deployed to the state. Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule, in a message, admonished the corps members to dedicate themselves towards achieving the mandates of national unity, integration, and development.
We are going to build 3,000 capacity hall for them to enable them do whatever activities they want to do. The purpose
purpose of this orientation course is to equip corps members with practical, social, and leadership skills.
We are going to provide them with adequate securities wherever they are going.
A total number of 1,895 youth corps members are deployed to Nasarawa State. From Kefi, Blessing Damfulani, NTA News.
And now to health. Radiologists are soliciting for more radiotherapy equipment, as this will not only change the narrative in the healthcare sector, but have significant improvement, especially in the area of diagnostics. Health correspondent Sarafina Okonlekwe tells us more about World Radiography Day.
Since the invention of X-ray machines in 1895, the process of radiography and radiotherapy has continued to evolve and is even regarded as the eye of modern medicine. From the magnetic resonance imaging known as MRI, CT scan to mammography machines which have high magnetic fields, images internal human bodies, which experts say are non-invasive.
Typically, women should do routine mammography examinations from 40 and above.
Remember, it's X-rays that we use to diagnose. It's also X-rays that we use to treat in radiotherapy.
Experts say it is now at the center of healthcare and appeal to government at all levels to invest more in radiographic equipment as inventions in the industry keeps evolving, especially in the quest to address pandemics.
However, it would be nice if every state could have a radiotherapy machine.
Without having imaging, likewise in nuclear medicine, if today now your doctor asks you to go and have a PET scan is called positron emission tomography.
Nigeria currently has only one training center for radiographers, which is the National Hospital, Abuja. The new field of medicine, which is the radiography, is one of the fastest parts of medicine in medical practice. However, wish that the Ministry of Health seeks collaborative partnership with foreign organizations for easy affordability.
This, if you are thinking of MRI, especially the more modern ones, one alone may be in the region of 500 to 800 million.
The 2023 theme of the World Radiography Day is patient safety. In Abuja, Serafina Okon-Omekwe, NTA.
And away from health, the Abuja Environmental Protection Board has arraigned about 1,600 Abuja residents who failed to pay for evacuation waste. Asebe Williams reports that they were arraigned at the trial court sitting within Wuse Magistrate Court.
For some years now, some individuals have refused to pay for services rendered to them, even though the services are still running. This, Director, Abuja Environmental Protection Board, Brima Osilama, says is unacceptable, hence the drastic measure to try defaulters.
The Abuja Environmental Protection Board provides waste management services, sewer and sewage maintenance services, because we're responsible for maintaining all the treatment plants in the FCT, and this is done at a great cost to the administration.
These monies are very small amounts, and they are paid through remitter, and they can be paid in installments.
Findings show that the law makes it an offence whereby government discharges its obligation of disposing waste, but the citizens fail to pay required fee. The prosecuting counsel and lawyer representing AEPB, Jude Collins, also stressed that the 2023 3-day mass trial is for those who defaulted in paying charges for evacuation of waste, those who failed to procure appropriate sanitary bins, and those who defaulted in fulfilling AEPB's act. In Abuja, Asebe Williams, NTA News.
The Joint Task Force of the Federal Capital Territory Administration has given 1-week ultimatum to squatters in Panteka Market in Apoduse, Abuja. Coordinator of the team and Director Development Control, Mukhtar Galadima, gave the order while interfacing with the occupants of the settlement. Onuzi Yakubu tells us more.
Acting on intelligence report on increased robbery cases at the Apodute Panteka Market, Director Development Control Department Mukhtar Galadima knows that the area was earlier demolished by the previous administrations, in addition to a series of sensitization to get the squatters to relocate. This effort, however, yielded no result, hence the need for the deadline.
Also directed one of our colleagues to meet with the Director of Urban and Regional Planning so that they can find a suitable location for them.
I could remember the last time we came here, a vandalized National Grid facility was traced, the items stolen were traced to be in this place, and the place was removed.
The tax team, however, maintained that waste will be matched with action when the deadline elapses. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
In the meantime, Abuja Municipal Area Council Management has dissolved its marshal unit and has mandated the Armored Task Force to take over the Internal Security Unit. Deborah Gazajimaika reports on the developments.
Addressing the media after the council executive meeting, supervisory councillor for special duties, Emmanuel Inyang, said the Amak task force will now take over the responsibility of the then Amak Marshal, which served as security guards. And members of the task force will be trained to ensure internal security in the entire municipality.
A meeting which we have finished, and it was a wonderful one because the essence of that gathering was to ensure that the communities to whom we are governing see dividends of democracy.
Inyang also underscored the achievements of Mekalangu-led administration.
PPP project for Gidan Biaya along Karishi Orozo Road, that's where Gidanda is. And the purpose is to ensure that market development is being put in place as that area that was earmarked for market ab initio.
The task force is to liaise with AMAC revenue technical partners to ensure that revenue collection is utilized to fund projects initiated by the current administration. In Abuja, Deborah Gazajimaika, NTA News.
Let's now join the sports desk for Sports Brief.
The federal government has inaugurated the main organizing committee for the successful hosting of the 22nd edition of the National Sports Festival, tagged Gateway Games Ogun 2024, scheduled to take place next year in Abuja, Ogun State capital. While acknowledging the organization of the National Sports Festival is an enormous task that requires commitment and dedication, especially taking into account that the MOC has short time to put everything in place for the successful hosting of the games. Meanwhile, following the recent rise in the ranking of the Yellow Greens, President of the Nigerian Cricket Federation, Uyi Akpata, has said the aim to be in the top 3 in the continent by 2026. The Nigerian team will aim to improve their ranking when the ICC T20 World Cup African qualifier slated for November 20th to December 1st commences in Namibia. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dugu, NTA News.
And with sports, we end the news in English. I now leave you in the hands of the translators. Good night.
ma ba je we shaje wo na bi ku shagba dai wa na ba shi ba dai wo mu president ayuba wani wa go na ba je gai ke tu ko da ya bola ahmed tinubu la ba batu tu wa abamushi atiti shi agiwe ye nya mba be kma chen lo nge atrela gwamba pasitu meka kala ashi apache ki ye kwen asane to zana gwange sene to gospel akpabio dado na galuko zaza je she ki tu ko da ba tu bagbatu ye bwa wa ko nge gwamnati kwa sha pana UN kwa ce abada kawo dabwa akwace kwa ga aza yo cice ga bado agba a gwamnati ta shi ba fyashe yuwe anabaja ce su da in ga gwamnati a ba fiya ta shi ba ku azafi an le tagi a wace tunai in ba ta ba in ya ba fi a yuwe lo in ki su da ya kwayin a sabai Williams wada in ga galuko magistrate ya ko shi lo in guse safa ba na be fi azai fi an gwamnati a goto in ga zaza in wata shi wa fi gwamnati a ba fi a titin shi ba bagbatu abahwe azaipya watata baigba inge abahwe agiyon ne gwamnati ko ta baye in bai da pya ko yin kula azakun ba shi tutu abahwe azawu wata vi bagbatu abahwe yan gwamnati abu su bi da bala lati mai kakala ga aza ina panteka a giko in apos duse sapa nge bala ba anya kuya wani zai yakubu wada inge zanagmai a titin shi da inya inge mutar galadima wani bai ga azai bagbatu ye wakoto inge aza in wato ku owa anyan in ba na wanya long atabai chibu onweye ntuge gwamnati batutu jilo buye pya kwaye kwashwi abaya ma agbaji anabaji kuzo ibe ji ado wosu shekwa give paga shekwa ni jesu saiso
Zama masu kallo da sauraron ma daidai wannan lokaci assalamu alaikum barkanmu da warhaka ga takaitattun fasarar wasu daga cikin labaranmu na yau mai karantawa Yusuf Yakubu. Shugaban ƙasa Bola Ahmed Tinubu ya sanya hannu a ƙarin kasafin kuɗi na 2023 sama da naira biliyan 2.1 lokacin sa hannun ya samu halartar wasu jami'an gwamnati da suka haɗa da shugabannin majalisar dokoki ta ƙasa kamar su shugaban majalisar dattijai Gosul Akpabio da shugaban majalisar wakilai Tajuddin Abbas da sakataren gwamnatin tarayya George Akume da sauran jami'an gwamnati. Idan ba a manta ba an kai ƙarin kasafin gaban majalisar a satin da ya wuce naira tiriliyan 2.17 domin ta amince da shi wanda yanzu haka har ta amince da kasafin. Za a yi amfani da shi wajen biya wa sojoji buƙatun tsaro da cika alƙawarin da gwamnatin tarayya ta yi wa ma'aikata da sauran ayyukan alkhairi na ci gaban al'umma da ƙasa. Hukumar da ke lura da tsaftar muhallin birnin tarayya Abuja ta gurfanar da mutane kusan 1,600 mazauna birnin Abuja gaban kotu akan laifin ƙin biyan kuɗin kwashe shara. Wakilarmu Asabe Williams ta shaida mana cewa an gurfanar da mutanen ne a kotun da ke tsare an gurfanar da mutanen ne a kotun da ke tsare mutane mai zama a cikin kotun majistare da ke unguwar Wuse a nan birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja wanda daga bisani za su fuskanci hukuncin da ya dace da su domin ya zama izina ga sauran 'yan ƙasa. Tawagar jami'an tsaron haɗaka mai aikin tabbatar da tsaftar birnin tarayya Abuja ta baiwa masu zama a gidajen bacoci a kasuwar Fanteka da ke Afo Dutse wa'adin mako ɗaya su tashi daga wajen cikin lumana. Wakilinmu Sha'ibu Onuze Yakubu ya labarta mana cewa jagoran tawagar kuma daraktan hukumar raya birnin tarayya Abuja Muktar Galadima shi ne ya ba su umarnin da su tashi yayin da yake ganawa da mazauna unguwar wanda ya buƙaci da su tattara nasu ya nasu tun kafin a kai ga wani yanayi. Ƙarshen labaran namu ne kenan sai kuma gobe idan Allah ya kai mu. Allah ya tashe mu lafiya.
Igbo bụ Igbo ekele m unu nọ na akụkọ nke uhuruchi taa ọkọ akụkọ bụ Maazị Opi Francis Ide. Onyeisiala Tinubu etinyego aka n'akwụkwọ maka ego gọọmenti ga-emefu n'ime afọ a bụ nke agbakwunyere na nke a ga-emefu na mbụ. N'oge mbinye aka o mere na ụlọ ọrụ gọọmenti etiti dị n'ime Abuja, ndị ọnụ na-eru n'okwu nọ mgbe ahụ gụnyere Godswill Akpabio bụ onyeisi ndị omeiwu, Tajudeen Abbas bụ onyeisi ndị nnọchiteanya ala anyị, odeakwụkwọ gọọmenti etiti bụ George Akume, tinyekwara ndị ọzọ bụ ndị ọnụ na-eru n'okwu na gọọmenti. Ego a ruru 1,700,000,000 bụ nke ga-eji nye aka n'ọrụ ndị nchekwa ala anyị, ego a ga-eji nyere ụmụ ogbenye aka nke nwa bekee kpọrọ cash transfer, nakwa nke a ga-eji kwụọ ndị ọrụ bekee ihe ga-eru ọnwa 3 iji kwalite ọnọdụ ha maka ya bụ sọbsidi ewepụrụ n'ala anyị. Ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka idebe gburugburu ọcha na Abuja akpụgala mmadụ ruru 1,600 n'ụlọ ikpe maka nnupụisi ha nupụrụ ma jụwa isi ịkwụ ụgwọ mkpofu ahịhịa nke gburugburu ha nke ụlọ ọrụ ahụ kpofuru mgbe gara aga. Asabe William mere ka amata na ọ bụ ụlọ ikpe nke majistreti dị na Wuse Zone 2 ka a nọrọ kpụga ndị a ma kpee ha ikpe ma ga-enye ha ntaramahụhụ dịka o si kwesị ekwesị. Ndị ọrụ nchekwa njikọta aka nwa bekee kpọrọ Task Force enyela ndị niile na-ehi n'ahịa Apoduse Panteka Abuja n'olu bekee 1 izu ụka ka ha kwapụ maọbụ ha hụ ihe ahụ ọkụ ji ntị oke eme. Ọnọzọ Yakubu mere ka amata na ọ bụ onyeisi ụlọ ọrụ FCT na-ahụ maka mkpocha na nzacha bụ Mukhtar Galadima nyere iwu a mgbe ya na ndị a kparịtara ụbụbọ na Apoduse n'ime izu ụka. Igbo bụ Igbo etu a ka ọ ha anyị n'ọnụ n'uhuruchi taa, ka ọ dịkwa n'echi mgbe anyị nunu ga-anọkọkwa ọzọ n'oge akụkọ na nkenke.
ìròyìn ló ń dé sí etí gbọ̀nyìn láti lè ṣe amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún l'Àbújá. Ọláyínká Adéníjì ni oníròyìn yín. Ní báyìí, ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ti buwọ́ àṣẹ lu èlé lórí ìwé ìṣúná owó ọdún 2023 tó dín díẹ̀ ní tírílíọ̀nù 3 náírà. Lára àwọn tó wà níbi ayẹyẹ ìbuwọ́ àṣẹ lu ìwé ìṣúná owó náà nínú ilé ìlú ní àwọn ògúnnágbòǹgbò lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ìjọba. Ààrẹ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣojú-ṣòfin àgbà Godswill Akpabio, abẹnugan ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣojú-ṣòfin kékeré Tajudeen Abbas, akọ̀wé ìjọba àpapọ̀ George Akume ò gbẹ́yìn lára àwọn tó kù. Nínú àwọn ohun tí èlé lórí ìwé ìṣúná owó yìí yóò ṣe kò kárí rẹ̀ ni ogunlọ́gọ̀ ohun èlò àwọn ọmọ ológun, irúfẹ́ owó náà àti ìpèsè àfikún owó olóṣù 3 tí ìjọba àpapọ̀ ṣèlérí rẹ̀ fún àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba. Ilé-iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣètò ààbò àyíká ìlú Àbújá, ìyẹn AEPB, ti pé àwọn olùgbé Àbújá tó dín díẹ̀ ní 2,000 lẹ́jọ́ látàrí wípé wọ́n kọ̀ láti sanwó ìtanràn ìdọ̀tí tí wọ́n bá wọn kó. Aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa Asabe William jábọ̀ wípé ilé-ẹjọ́ gíga kan ní agbègbè Wuse láàrin gbùngbùn ìlú Àbújá ni wọ́n ti jẹ́jọ́ ọ̀hún. àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ alábẹ́sẹ́kẹ́lẹ́ lórí ètò gbàlúmọ̀ nílùú Àbújá ti pàṣẹ fún àwọn oníkàràkátà tó wà ní ìletò Apódúsè ní ìlú Àbújá ní ọ̀sẹ̀ kan láti kó ṣáṣángbà wọn kí wọ́n sì wàbìgbà láìsí àní-àní. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa Ọ̀nàzè Yakub ṣe jábọ̀, ó ní alákòóso ìgbìmọ̀ náà tó tún jẹ́ ọ̀gá àgbà fún àjọ AEPB Mukhtar Galadima ló pàṣẹ yìí nígbà tó ń bá àwọn ènìyàn náà sọ̀rọ̀. tó ròyìn ọ̀hún kò ní ju báyìí lọ. Ìmọ̀ olóni kọ́gbó àgbọ̀nsalẹ̀ ló ní họ́wùhọ́wù èmi rẹ̀ lájọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà yìí o ẹ jẹ́ a ṣe kó dára ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan láwùjọ ká sùn láyọ̀.